Gary Thompson, the sales communication professional, best-selling author and private equity investor, says, master the client conversion ladder and optimize your business success. He continues, many rising stars in business try to get from A to Z in a split second in the client conversion journey. That approach will set you up for frustration, time, money, and effort being wasted. The alphabet has 26 letters. Each letter has great significance in words formation and in human expression. The client conversion process has many steps, and when these steps are overlooked, it negatively influences your ability to attract and communicate with the ideal client. You must invest in breaking through the know, like, and trust barriers that allow you to win in business. He went on to say, the first step in your client conversion journey begins with relationships. 1. Fill the relationship gaps. 2. Leverage relationships to overcome client rejection. 3. And position your brand to stand out in the market. Gary wants you to be successful and invites you to call us today to help you master the client conversion ladder, optimize your brand recognition, and increase the cash flow of your business.
In Manhattan, one of the 5 boroughs of New York, there were 5 brothers who grew up in a very wealthy family. Those 5 brothers were named income, expenditure, balance sheet, future plans, and smart investment decisions. The 5 brothers quickly became acquainted with a friend that was better known as Paycheck to Paycheck. One day, as Paycheck to Paycheck visited the 5 brothers, they embarked on a conversation. So Paycheck asked the brother, what is the real significance of each of their lives? And each one of the brothers took turn explaining the significance of each of their lives. So Income was the first of the brothers to explain the significance of his life. So Income begins to say, I am the master of trading time for money. I'm the master of passive income cash flow. And I'm also the master of multiple streams of income. As you can see, as income, I focus a lot of my attention on different ways in generating income. I see myself as a specialist on global financial matters. I understand debt and equity, credit and creative financing. I understand hard money lending because all of this provides different streams and forms and types of income. I work to earn, I earn to save, I save to invest, and I invest to build wealth. So all of his brothers smile because they know this is truly what income represents. So it was now expenditure turn to join the conversation. So expenditure with confidence stood to his feet and he begins to say, I operate on 2 spectrums. I'm the master of good debt and I'm the master of bad debt. I'm like the genie. Your wish is my command. I'm like 2 sides of a coin. On one side is where you have the good debt, where you leverage capital to create positive cash flow. You take capital and you put it into positive income stream. But on the other side, you have bad debt, where you take debt and you leverage it into liabilities instead of into asset. I am the face of one coin. I'm the face of the coin. I am the head and the tail of the coin. I'm like day and night. All right. Expenditure continues. I spend to enhance my personal brand because I have to command attention. I have to pique interest. I have to arouse desire. I have to move my listeners and people into action. I have to make impact. I have to convert the ideal client into paying clients. I have to cash flow optimize and I have to build confidence and trust and credibility in the eyes of the public. I have to spend to make all of these things happen. For your personal brand to be known, like, and trust, I have to spend. But there's a difference again in spending on assets and there's a difference in spending on liability. When I spend, I prefer to spend on asset. And I see all of those things that I've spoke about above as asset because they all can generate positive income cash flow. You just have to know what you're doing. I specialize in expenditure that generate positive cash flow. Expenditure as an asset and not as a liability. So his brothers looked at him and they smiled because they too see great wisdom in what he would have said. What they were laughing and commenting about is the fact that he stated that as his expenditure, he operates on two spectrum, good debt and bad debt, something for you to remember. Now it was balance sheet turn to join the conversation. So balance sheet begins by saying, I love income because it makes my bank balance look impressive. A positive bank balance speaks well for future plans. It means that I can invest in stocks and bonds and future plans. I have money that I can put into real estate investment portfolio, and I could certainly make preparation for a better quality of life because I have a pretty interesting balance sheet. So his brothers, again, they looked at him and they laughed, and they all enjoyed his presentation because that is the dream that everyone is hoping for, to have a positive bank balance at the end of every day. It was now future plan to join the conversation, and future plans begin to say, I see multiple streams of income in the future, and that's something that I'm planning more and more for. I see greater financial independence, and I see early retirement. And I want to get to that point very quickly of early retirement. I know I'm very close there, but I want to get to early retirement, not necessarily because, I want to relax and enjoy life. That's a part of it, but I want to know that there's enough wealth preserved for generation and generation to come. But he continues, income and expenditure and balance sheet, they must learn to synergize more. We can change our financial future within another 5 years with better coordination. So what future plans was saying is that his entire community, his brothers, once they come together and they work together, they can have that cash reserve that can last them for generation and generation to come. And this is a smart way of thinking. As Paycheck to Paycheck listened to what they were saying, he was worried, he was a bit annoyed because he was saying all of these people, these brothers, they're thinking in a way that doesn't represent his vision. He didn't say anything, however. He listens. Now it was smart investment strategies to speak. And smart investment strategies pointed out that he understands multiple income streams. And he says, my responsibility based on my name, smart investment strategies, to identify the best ways to invest. So I spend time studying ETFs, exchange trade funds. And I love ETFs because ETFs is one of the safest investment portfolio. For example, an ETF is perhaps you took, some of the top 100 companies. Let's take, for example, you have the top 100 companies and you have the 10 highest performing companies, and you take those 10 out and you build an ETF with those 10. So you have the top 10 performing company in the world that you're investing in, and your monies are spread throughout this portfolio. So smart investment strategy begins to explain the importance of knowing all of this and his vision to share his knowledge with the world. And then he talked about Vanguard Index. He said Vanguard Index is similar to the ETFs because it gives you a spread and it minimizes your risk and it increases your chances of earning dividend yields, more profits. He went on to talk about REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust. And he spoke about the fact that real estate investment trust, they're uniquely designed to bring benefits to small investors. He talked about income producing asset, and he was excited to share with his brothers and Paycheck to Paycheck that as a rising star in wealth creation, you need to understand income producing asset. You need to understand asset appreciation. You need to understand equity leverage. You need to understand multiple asset accumulation and how to create the wealth building snowball. He was excited to talk about all of this. So there you had 5 brothers sharing each of their portfolios, each of the things that they're passionate about. And income looked at Paycheck to Paycheck and said, Paycheck to Paycheck. You were listening to all that we were saying, but would you care to tell us what is your mission in life? Paycheck to Paycheck, the screwed face looked at the brothers and said, okay, since you asked, I'm going to tell you. And Paycheck begins by saying, my single mission is to keep all the people of the world on the Paycheck to Paycheck cycle. I love expenditure, spending on liabilities and not assets. I love it because I get to fulfill my paycheck to paycheck mission. So all of the brothers looked at paycheck to paycheck cycle and they said, are you for real? And paycheck to paycheck said, yes. I want you to think very deep about this story because the possibility exists that you are friendly with paycheck to paycheck. And perhaps that's the reason why you're always on that paycheck to paycheck cycle. Perhaps you need to listen more to income. You need to listen more to expenditure because expenditure exists in two spectrums, good debt and bad debt. But what expenditures say, I wish that you would learn how to leverage good debt in your expenditure, leverage capital to generate more capital, create 5 streams of income before you have one, and learn my way of doing things. Perhaps you need to listen more to, future plans. And part of your future plan is to ensure that you understand smart investment strategies and how to build wealth. You need to learn more about your balance sheet, how to ensure that you always have a positive bank balance. There are many things that you can do to do that, and definitely learn more about smart investment strategies. Now, this is not my best story. I must confess. I'm now dabbling into more storytelling, but I trust that you enjoyed it. And feel free to send me your thoughts on how much this story touched you or didn't touch you. And I promise you I'll be working much harder to do much better in the future. Be blessed and see you in my next story.
Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. Do more than just support our clients to pitch their businesses to investors access working capital at 0% APR. We also support our clients to grow and scale their businesses faster and cash flow optimize. Pitch Deck 101 LLC recent partnership with 10X Branding Marketing LLC and Global Capital Inc. out of the USA has enabled us to form unique partnership with multiple financial institutions, which means we can do even more to accelerate the success of our clients. Let Pitch Deck 101 LLC give you the support you need to pitch to investors, access capital, access new markets, and grow and scale your business. Contact us now on 332-235-1099 for a free consultation.